on this issue. I'm now joined by the union's Secretariat Officer, and that's Xolani Fakude. Mr. Fakude, you are listening in there as the MEC and departmental officials were addressing that briefing. Your reaction overall?
Thank you very much, Bravo. Firstly, let me greet you. Let me also greet the viewers as well of Newzroom Afrika. Look, it is encouraging to see that firm steps seem to be taken towards rooting out racism. But also in our view is that it is quite important for society to take responsibility. By all means, in every sense of the word, the schooling community, or rather what happens within the schooling environment, is a reflection of what happens in society. In fact, rightfully, one of the department officials that I was listening to right now was also emphasizing on parental involvement. Because at the end of the day, the school is the microcosm of society. So what you see being reflected at the level of the school is what society is also giving out to these particular learners. It is concerning. We believe that racism has got absolutely no space in our schooling system. We believe that we've got a very, very difficult and painful history about apartheid and racism, and therefore it cannot be correct at this day and age. You've got learners at this age, young learners, 8 of them prefects, by the way, which means they are supposed to be providing exemplary leadership, who seem to be thinking in a particular way. But we are saying that it seems to be encouraging that firm action is being taken because we do not want racism in our workplace.
Now, an advisor, a legal advisor to some of the girls, was quoted saying in Media 24 that the matter should actually be left to the SGB because, I mean, your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, ultimately, the SGPs currently are responsible for school governance. That is the reality. However, it does not take away or diminish the role of the Department of Basic Education and other stakeholders as well in terms of how they operate or exercise their oversight. So a matter of this nature, a matter like racism, which we deem to be a very, very serious regression of society, deserves that kind of oversight. The reason that me and you are here now talking about this matter is because of the seriousness of the issue. So in our view is that it is not about limiting the SGP. Let the SGP investigate the matter thoroughly, implement what it has to do according to the policies that have been developed, because they are there. We all know how an employee gets to be suspended, the processes that get to be applied, how learners get to be suspended, and the processes that get to be applied as well. What we also would be hoping for, by the way, for you, is that maybe the intervention should also be constructive and not purely punitive, especially towards the learners as well, because we feel that we need to build a country that believes that we need to move forward together.
Given the fact that, yes, you did say that, I mean, this is a societal issue, but then the Department of Education, I mean, is entrusted with that responsibility, and I guess it's for that reason that you're saying, yes, as much as the legal advisor to the girls may have felt that perhaps the SGB should be the one handling it instead of the department does have a constitutional obligation. But does it not also have a constitutional obligation and a legal obligation to actually do something about racism in schools? And I'm asking that on the back of a fact you know, which is that this school, it's not the first time that Pretoria Girls High has been involved in this sort of thing.
Well, the Department of Basic Education is the custodian of the system. Ultimately, what happens within the schooling environment at both a micro and macro level is supposed to be overseen constitutionally so and legally so. You are correct, Vuyo, by the Department of Basic Education. We believe that the department has got a very serious and a huge role to also play in this context. When we talk about being a custodian of a system, it is about the kind of leadership that you then provide. Is it a leadership that will give an impression that racism can be tolerated within our learning spaces? No, it cannot be. So yes, the Department of Basic Education ultimately has got a responsibility to play a very, very decisive role. But I want to emphasize this particular point, Theo, that let us not take away the matter of parental involvement. Let us be clear that some of the best education systems in the world have got a common characteristic, which is parental involvement. Learners learn some of these things and sentiments, some of these stereotypes. They learn them from home. They learn them from the society. So yes, we are not going to give the Department of Basic Education a get out of jail free card. They are also responsible. They should drive the narrative. From our side, as Sadtu, for instance, we've got a serious campaign which is called the I Am a School Friend campaign, which is all about mobilizing all sectors of society to play a decisive role towards ensuring that our learning and teaching spaces are safer and, in this case, are free from racism.
But how do parents play this role? Because, I mean, parents, excuses, I'm a parent myself, that we are busy, we don't have time to go to, attend functions at school. Some of those activities actually made to foster that spirit, you know, of togetherness, dealing with, I know at my son's school there are such programs run by people who are very close to, the human rights issues and all of that. But it is us as parents who hardly ever attend these functions that are meant to do exactly that, conscientize parents around issues that are happening at school, and racism being among those issues.
In fact, Voyo, we've got very, very unfortunate instances whereby a parents' meeting would be called, and you would find in that particular school that you've got more teachers and SGP members than even the parents themselves. So it starts from there. When we go through SGP elections, Sadtu will always be in the forefront of the call that says we encourage parents to participate in school governance through school governing bodies. That is why we're even calling for the reinforcing of these particular SGPs in terms of aligning them with developments in the education landscape, about making them aware of new governance issues and matters, etc. So what we are saying is that in schools such as Pretoria Girls, for instance, this is not the first time that we hear of such an incident, which means that there is already a lived experience coming from that particular school. And the question is, what did the SGP do? We are told, as I was listening to the report here by the MEC, that in fact the matter was reported at some point to the school leadership and nothing was done. In fact, the whistleblower was somehow felt even victimized. So what we are saying is that let parents take interest in the life of the school through the governance structures that have been put there, such as the SGPs. And yes, let parents show an interest as well in the learning journeys of their children. I mean, this is a WhatsApp group that started this whole entire matter that we are talking about. At what point do parents take that responsibility and say that I've got a keen interest to see as to what kind of content is my child engaging with through the gadget that they themselves, the parents, would have bought. So it's all about taking that interest. It's all about taking that role particularly seriously. At the end of the day, yes, there are busy schedules. Parents struggle to attend these meetings, but let the effort be made. Let us feel it also as teachers that we've got that support from parents.
Xolani Fakude, let me thank you very much. He's the Sadtu Secretariat.